too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, oh, gotta get it in your head, baby. Welcome to the edge life. You're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, oh, edge, gotta get it in your head. Welcome to the edge life. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, oh.
What is going on, good people? It is your guy, Philip Edge.
And Carrie Edge.
And we are here. It is another
back.
Sunday, fun day. The Edge Life. You know exactly.
You know
what it is. Edge Life, man. Edge Life. We
ain't.
hope y'all are doing well. Listen, do me a favor real quick. Go ahead, share this out with your family.
Yes.
Your family.
Your family.
Your family.
Your friends and your family.
All of those
Sharing
people right there.
caring.
Go ahead and share this out right now. There may be somebody who needs exactly what we got going on tonight, because tonight is going to be a super, super dope night as we're going to chop it up a little bit tonight, and we're going to talk a little. The Hollis is up in his house. The Hollis is in his house, man. My family, my Macon family.
Taja.
Yeah.
Terry Jones.
Yeah, Terry Jones is in the house. Somebody sounds tired. Hey, we had a party today, y'all. We're gonna tell y'all all about it too.
We celebrated two years.
We're gonna tell y'all all about it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, go ahead and tell them all about it. What did we do today? What did we do?
And after pretty much almost 4 years, about that. But 2 years after having planted a church across over ATL.
Yes.
Going from 20 people in a living room to, I don't know, man, 200 plus people and at the City of Refuge in our sanctuary.
Yes.
We celebrated 2 years, y'all, 2 years. So of just like seriously impacting the community.
Yeah, it's been an amazing. Well, let me say this: it's been a fruitful 2 years.
It has.
It's gone by super, super quick. But just to see, I think we've said we have given out over 100,000 pounds of food this year.
100,000.
100,000 pounds of food this year,
100,000.
which has been crazy, right? So 100,000 pounds of food this year, touching families, touching people. I mean, it's just been just amazing what has happened and transpired this year. So it's just been crazy. The people that we've met, the people that we've been able to minister to and just build with. I mean, it's been a crazy 2 years, but I'm super excited about really where we're going next,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the last couple of Sundays has just been, a very much discussions about, in the spirit, this is, y'all, about just a shift that's happening, that's kind of taking place within the body, but within our body specifically. So just excited about what that looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Well, this shift, and we've been talking about it. We know that the shift is coming, and we're seeing it, at Crossover Church ATL, and I'm certain wherever you are, you may be seeing and experiencing it as well. But the shift is on its way, and it's coming, and we're super, super excited about it. I just dropped a video on my Facebook channel. I'll be dropping it on YouTube later on. But if you're close to Facebook somewhere after the podcast,
show.
You know what I'm saying? After this thing right here we got going on, go check it out. I started off this morning, literally, I wasn't even out of the bed, and I started vlogging this morning about the day. So I went all the way through. We had several special guests show up. Word was super dope. We had a barbecue after the service, and
we did.
We had our brothers Ruben and Rob. They brought out their Traeger grills and literally grilled this food, and it was, I need a Traeger, honey.
I just needed a piece of the chicken because
I said I need
2 days
Traeger.
in a
She
row.
said I need a piece of chicken.
Y'all, 2 days in a row. My granddaughter eats like a grown man, not a grown woman. But a grown man, and she ate my chicken 2 days in a row. I got a little bit.
Yeah.
It tasted good, but it was like, how you just get just enough to be agitated. There's not more. Yeah, that's where it was at. Y'all, I get to eat on the bones and the gristle.
Oh man, it's funny because she sure does eat like a little man. I mean, she gets busy. Today I know she was.
I want a knack. I'm like, you want a snack? You just ate my meal and yours.
Yeah,
you know,
she's tearing it up.
she needed a shovel for them beans too.
Yeah.
Like that fork wasn't working for her. She needed a shovel. For real.
That's what I'm talking about. Jason Emmerman in the house, man. What's up, family?
What's up, Jason?
Good to see you. We are definitely keeping
Shout
you
out to
lifted up, my brother.
Jason and his wife Rachel, because you know I was over youth ministry for the first full year.
Yeah.
I did it not because I felt called, but I did it because it was needed. You know, sometimes in life, you know, you're called to do things, and other times God just needs you to meet a need.
Yeah.
You know, to make that sacrifice. So shout out to the Emmermans who helped hold it down.
Absolutely.
Alongside of me, working mostly with the older children. So definitely, you know, appreciate you all. Definitely be praying for you too, Jason. So we're here, man.
And I see Jason said pray for Ray as well. So we'll definitely keep Ray lifted up as well.
Love you
my
too,
brother.
bro.
Yes. We holding it down. We holding it down. So listen, let me transition, because I think this is a good segue. You know, normally about this time, you know, we talk about our weeks and all of that, and we can come back to that. But I think this will be a great transition point, because you know, as we planted this church, there's been a whole lot going on, right?
Oof.
So we planted the church, you know, we're living life,
and
you
the
know,
whole world,
you know,
just
stopped. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So today I really wanted to talk about, you know, how do you do it all? You know what I'm saying? And you might be watching us right now via podcast. You might be listening to us on the podcast, and maybe you've asked yourself this question as well. You know, how in the world can you do it all? You know what I'm saying? Like how do you take care of the family, the kids, the job, and yourself? Like how do you do it all? And I know that's something that you know, God has really blessed us to be able to somewhat balance, even though it gets super hard. And I know even for us, it gets hard balancing all of life, right? Balancing everything that comes your way and still trying to be productive. So, you know, today I really wanted to have a conversation about, you know, how do you do it all? How do you balance it all? How do you make it all make sense? How do you make sure that you don't leave anything out, especially those things that are extremely important to you, you know, as a family, right? So how do you make sure that you do everything that you need to do and you don't leave anything out, and everything gets, you know, the time that it needs? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You might be asking yourself the same question. You may be looking and you know, honestly, I could use a couple extra hours a day, you know, and those I might utilize those for sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. The important things.
Right. So I guess I really want to pose that question to you, and I want to chop that up even for our family today, our podcast family. We want to chop that up with you all today. How do you do it all? How do you manage your day-to-day with everything you got going on? So as you're listening to us chop it up, if you feel led, go ahead, even in the comments section, go ahead, put it in the chat box. We want to hear from you. How do you do it all? How do you balance it? And honey, I want to start with you and just really pose it to you, because right now you're the full-time executive director of a brand new nonprofit. It's still brand new, right? I can still say brand new, right?
2 years is not.
It's still brand new.
That's like a drop in a bucket.
Yeah, still brand new.
Yeah.
You know, full-time mom, full-time grandma, full-time wife. You know, you're in ministry full-time. You got all kind of stuff that, I mean, just crazy. All the stuff that you're going on, you got to still take time for you. You know what I'm saying? Like how do you try your best to find time? Did I say you're in school?
No, you missed that one.
In school also, taking probably way more classes than she needs.
I did discover that
take.
this week.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So how do you do it though? Like what is balance like for you? And what does that look like?
So the first thing that I want to say is you can't do all things.
Right.
You can't do everything, but you can do great things with love.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And what that means, and that's kind of like a spin off of the Mother Teresa quote that's literally in our bathroom. Don't know if you ever noticed that. But to do things with love means that you establish priorities.
Okay.
And I think that's the big thing for me. You know, sometimes it's hard to really realize what's important. You know, and my litmus test is to determine what am I not going to be able to experience again. So, like, for example, so Carson comes up to me and asks me if I want to paint with her. Though I may have another opportunity to paint with her, that experience is unique.
Right.
Laundry, even though the laundry is different clothes.
Yeah.
All the time, y'all.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
There are people's clothes in my laundry that they don't live here. I was going to say that I didn't know live here, but they don't live here.
Right.
But they occasionally shower here, I guess.
Right.
But anyway, so when I look at those two things,
yeah,
you know, what is the thing that I prioritize? The thing that I can do with love is to stop everything and paint. Them clothes are still going to be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, so the things that create memories, you know, those are the important things. You know, there are the have-tos in life. But again, you cannot do it all. And so you have to evaluate. And you have to know where where your values are.
Yeah.
Your values help you to establish boundaries. And those things together with a good, strong sense of values and boundaries, you can be resilient, which means that no matter what comes your way. So for example, you've got a full day of stuff and a kid calls with their car broken down an hour from here.
Right.
True story.
Real life happens.
Real life stuff. Real edge life stuff.
Right.
You don't fall apart.
Right.
You don't fall apart.
Yeah.
You figure it out.
You know, you mentioned a key word, I believe, and that's priorities.
Yeah.
You know, and I think when you have your priorities in order, it helps you to balance life. That does not mean things are going to be perfect, right?
No.
That does not mean they're not going to be things that come up, that show up. However, when you have things in order, you mentioned the litmus test, right? So you're able to say, okay, let me look at this and make a decision, but that decision is based on the priorities or the things that are truly important to you, right? So if it comes down to, you know, the kid who's going to the homecoming dance, right? This is true story. Who got selected as the 9th grade princess this year? You know, hold on. I got to shout out my baby girl. My baby girl got selected. Homecoming court, the 9th grade princess. But, but right.
You got homework.
Or you know, you have homework.
Put it aside.
You're supposed to be going down to a conference, which I was supposed to be going to a conference. But guess what? My priorities tell me that my daughter is my priority. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because guess what? There is only one opportunity to walk my daughter onto the football field as the 9th grade princess. There's only going to be one like she's not going to repeat 9th grade again, you know, knock on wood, right? She's not going to have the opportunity to be the 9th grade princess again. So my priorities tell me what I should do, right? Now, if I don't have my priorities in line, or I don't even know what my priorities are, I start making decisions based on my feelings, right? Or based on my thoughts, or based on somebody else maybe even trying to encourage you to do other things, right? Yeah. And many times when other people are trying to encourage you to do other things, that doesn't necessarily mean it's the right thing to do.
That's right. I think it goes back to what I was saying about you can do great things with love. Yeah. So when you look at those two things, again, love is not emotive. It literally is a choice to act. Yeah. And so the great things are going to be the things that your motive.
Yeah, that's good. That's
not
good.
Emotive.
That's good.
My motive is love. My motive is to act. Yeah. And it's to act towards the things that are not, I can't replicate. You cannot replicate that. You're not going to get that back. I can go to the conference. It might be the next year's conference or the year after. Right. So again, I think it goes back to that. And, you have to be careful. You talk about emotions. Sometimes we can be way too emotive. I mean, for me, I was just having this conversation with Monica. Shout out to Monica.
Hey, Mo on the go. Y'all follow my sister on YouTube.
Yeah.
Mo on the go. Y'all check her
Definitely
out.
follow
Check her
her.
out. Her YouTube page is busting.
It
Popping.
really
Getting
is. I know, she's so glam. But we were just talking about, like, both of us have this, like, desire to see things, like, in order and have things control, and that's kind of where our peace comes from. And so when you're super busy and whatnot all the time, sometimes it's hard to have that. There are just things that you cannot control.
Yeah.
And, as a result, like, you have to just kind of learn to let some things go.
Yeah. And what you're saying, I think is critical, because there are some things that you need to do, but there's some things that you need to let go, right?
Right. I was having almost like a meltdown because, here I've got all this stuff going on with school and the homecoming, and then just all the other stuff. We're getting ready to go out of town for a few days, which is always a little bit complicated with Kai, our son who's on the spectrum, and just coordinating everything for him and the children and all of that. It has gotten easier since they're older, I think. I'm not really sure. There's a lot of moving parts now. But, just thinking of all of these things that need to happen. Yeah. I just really got to a point where, the oven doesn't work right. The microwave's broke. The dishwasher isn't working, and I'm like, I need the dishwasher and the oven to like be on point because my time is very limited.
Right.
I can't be standing here doing all these dishes when I have 45 hours of homework every week.
That's real story.
That's real story. That's what I found out this week. But anyways, you should have your new student orientation before you start classes or before you sign up, but that's not the way it worked. But anyways, so I was just like, man, just feeling overwhelmed, and you can get to a place where you start, overwhelm will start making you finger point.
Yeah.
And again, going back to what I said, I can do great things, but what do I have to do them in? Love.
In love, yeah.
Love does not finger point.
Yeah.
It's not accusatory.
Yeah.
It does not, want for itself.
Yeah.
It's not puffed up. So some of y'all know where that's coming from, 1 Corinthians chapter 13. So, again, like, always go back. Your priorities are based on, the obligation to act in love.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this. With so much stuff going on, and I know you specifically. I mean, I got a lot of stuff going on also, but you have a whole bunch of stuff going on. Jason Emmerman asked us a question real quick. Well, he really didn't ask a question, but I'm gonna phrase
You're gonna phrase it.
I'm gonna phrase it in a question,
in the
right?
form of a question.
How do you, with everything going on, how do you not become overwhelmed, right? How do you help yourself to not become overwhelmed? Because again, that's easy to do. You know what I'm saying? It's super easy to get overwhelmed. And I know for me, when I get overwhelmed, I shut down. I won't do nothing, right? You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I know me, right? So what do you do to make sure that when you're feeling overwhelmed with everything that's going on, how do you help yourself to not get in and or stay in that place?
Yeah. So, number one, I try to stay other focused. Because if I start to internalize, then that will eat me up, and that's where you were talking about, like the shutdown that happens.
Yeah.
So just remaining others focused, and keeping my eyes on God and asking Him, Lord, that's really number one. To serenity prayer, like help me to accept the things that I cannot change. And help me, to do and accomplish the things that I have been called to do.
Yeah.
And to know the difference between the things that I've been called to do and the things I feel obligated to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to really know the difference.
Right. Right.
What's the difference?
You know, there's this thing that we've been talking about, and we've talked about it before on the podcast, but it's the simple power of saying no.
No.
Right.
I say no a lot
the
now.
simple power of saying no. There are so many of us with so much stuff happening, and many times we don't want to say no because we think it's going to offend somebody. We think it's going to hurt somebody's feelings, you know, and honestly speaking, we think we're going to miss out on something. You know, it's that FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. So what we do, we say yes to everything, and many times we're saying yes to the wrong things.
Well, we say yes to everything, and we get to really experience nothing.
Yeah, that's so true. Yep.
How can you?
Yeah, because you're doing too much.
Right.
You know,
like you ever, like yesterday at a pop-up vendor fair was smelling different fragrances.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you get nose blind.
Mm.
If you smelling all the roses, the roses start to smell the same. And so I can't really appreciate the fragrance. I can't appreciate the fragrances of life if my nose is all up in everything.
You gotta get some. You gotta get some coffee. You gotta get some coffee.
You gotta get some coffee.
You gotta get some coffee.
And sniff the coffee and reset the nose, yo.
Reset the nose palate.
Oh my gosh, this will preach, y'all.
Yeah.
It will so preach. But you get nose blind to life because your nose is all up in everything.
Right.
Stop trying to be in everything. You don't have to be in everything.
And
we get a works
to be
mentality.
Everything for everybody. Like, you don't have to do everything for everybody either.
I think we get this works mentality.
Yeah.
There are certain things that we've been called to be all things to all people.
Right.
I mean, that's scriptural.
Right.
But there are certain things.
Certain things.
Paul says to the Jew, I became a Jew. He didn't say to
right.
He went down like the list.
Right.
This is a list. This is what I've been called to do.
Right.
He ministered to the Jews.
Mm-hmm.
He was a religious man.
Mm-hmm.
He was converted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had a very specific area of expertise. Stop being a jack of all trades and a master of none.
That's right.
Because you just look like a jack.
Ooh. I thought you was gonna say it, girl. I thought you was gonna say it. I thought you was gonna say it.
I'm like preaching to the choir right here.
Right.
But you cannot do anything in excellence.
Yeah.
And you cannot enjoy the things that you have been called to enjoy.
Yeah.
So John 10:10. I came that you might have life in abundance to the full until it overflows.
Yes.
But the problem is we don't sit still long enough to get filled up. And instead we're just like, everybody's dipping their ladle into our bucket.
That's not good.
And we're empty. There's no way we can overflow.
Yeah.
We just overwhelm.
You're not overflowing, you're overwhelmed.
And I mean, you'll remain overwhelmed and not be able to go into the overflow until you get over it.
Wow.
And what you need to get over is you.
Talk about it.
It's you. I mean, I had to tell myself, like, I've gotten so much better. Just have to, like, let things go. You don't have to do everything. You've not got to be perfect in everything that you do. Bring my best at what I do. But, I'm human. I'm fallible. I make mistakes.
And one thing I know personally, I realize it, and I try to realize it every day, is that there will be tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like unless the Lord call me home, there will be tomorrow, and there will be another opportunity to do some of these things that in my mind sometimes I think I'm gonna, I have to do. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get it done today. And sometimes, no, you don't have to get it done today. You know what I'm saying? Like, there will be time to get it done, but you have to find the things that are the priority right now to be done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes that means, and I'm just being honest, and those of you listening to us who are live and who are on the podcast, I'm just going to say this. Sometimes that means doing nothing.
Yeah.
And taking care of you.
and scheduling to do nothing.
Having those mental health days. One of the things that...
Some people feel bad about not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, literally. Like, they cannot.
Yes, I know.
They feel like there's, And I just popped in my head, and then I'm going to let you... I just heard in the spirit realm, it says... If tomorrow never comes, eternity has overcome. So either way, it's hope. If tomorrow doesn't come, than eternity has overcome.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I mean,
that needs one of those.
that was
quick.
a download from the Spirit,
that,
y'all.
that needs one of those
That
real
was
quick.
download
That
from the
needs one.
Spirit.
Yeah, that. Hold on. Yes, Jason Emmerman. I'm gonna go ahead and put it up right now. Yeah, that one was good. That
And
one was
that's good.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So let me ask this. You know, one of the things that we talk about, or we've talked about, is this thing called misguided loyalties.
Ooh,
Can you share with the people just the concept and what does it mean to have misguided loyalty sometimes?
yeah, basically, you know, everything that we have was given to us by God.
Yes.
And we're just stewarding it. Okay, so every resource that we have does not belong to us, it belongs to God. So basically, having a misguided loyalty is taking your resources and putting them somewhere where God didn't tell you to. Wherever he didn't advise you to do that. You wanted to do that.
You wanted to do that, not him.
You didn't even ask him.
Yeah.
You just, oh, my kid needs to have a private school education. You didn't even ask him.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what you wanted to do.
That's what you wanted.
Right.
You know. That's what you felt.
Right.
It goes back again. If there's an emotive component, you probably need to evaluate that again.
Yeah. So many times, and this is something that we need to think about. If you're feeling emotional, right? If your emotions are flaring and all over the place, listen to me. Stop and ask yourself, why am I so emotional? Listen, I promise you, there's a reason behind that, right? Why am I all over the place with my emotions? Once you figure out why you're so emotional and why you're all over the place, then you can get back to actually doing the things that you need to do. But with that emotion, it's almost like the overwhelmed scent palette. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Nose blind now.
Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't remember the word you said.
Yeah.
So you literally become nose blind because your emotions are all over the place. And when your emotions are all over the place, listen, you know, the Bible speaks about it this way. It says a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. So with all of the emotions going on, it brings this instability to your life. Yeah. So now you're making rash decisions and need I say irrational decisions, right? You're yelling and screaming at everybody. It's irrational. You don't even know why you're doing it or why you do it.
Or you're so mad, like you could literally like spit nails.
Yeah.
And you tearing up stuff.
She said spit nails.
That is a real analogy.
No, that's real. I felt it. I felt it.
I just had to say that you know, Vanilla Ice, he was a spirit. He was spiritual in a sense. He did say you had to stop, collaborate, and listen. So when things get tough, Vanilla Ice it. Stop and collaborate with God and listen.
Yeah.
Like he wants to partner with you.
Yeah.
I got some little one-liners and zingers today.
Yeah.
But he wants you to listen.
Yeah.
He wants to collaborate with you. You know, you are an extension of him in this world.
Yep.
But he wants to work with you.
Right.
And through you.
Right.
Not always to have to work around you.
Right.
Or in spite of.
Right.
Or because of.
Yep.
You know, or clean up what you messed up.
Yep.
You know, so.
Yep. And that's the thing. He wants to work with you.
You
know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we got to stop being so emotional. We got to get our priorities in line, and we have to make decisions based upon those priorities, not upon our feelings or those misguided loyalties or those feelings of obligation, not obedience. Those are two totally different things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Walk in obedience, not in obligation. A feeling of obligation to people, a feelings of obligation to the job, a feeling of obligations to you fill in the blank, but walk in obedience, not the obligation.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I tell people that all the time. Walk in the obedience of God, not the obligation of man. You know, so that's, again, I keep going back. It was love that saved the world. It's love that will conquer all. And that, you know, that's the thing. It's what I base my priorities on.
Yeah. And I got one more thing that I do want to talk about today before we get off this thing. And it's really about being able to love yourself, right? And being able to take time for yourself. And listen, that's not being selfish.
I was going to say, and not feel some kind of way about
Right.
it. Again, going back to what we talked about being the motive. So now if all of a sudden I'm in my feels, that's probably trying to tell me something. You know, making yourself a priority. You are a priority because, again, you can't get anything to other people when you're empty yourself. Like, there's no place to minister from when your bucket's empty and you're not in the overflow mode.
That's right.
And the only way to get overflowing is to be still.
Yeah.
Go outside in the rain and run around with a bucket. Okay? Or go outside and stand in the rain with a bucket. And you tell me at the end, we in the same rain.
See which one you
see which one has more water. You tell me.
Yeah.
So
I got a feeling I know which one it will be.
I don't know. That's a good research project.
That's a good one. That's a
Somebody
good one.
go do that.
Yeah, please go run around the rainforest one time with a bucket.
But do it with make sure you have coat on, galoshes. I don't want you to like catch, pneumonia or whatever. Even though that's not how you get pneumonia, by the way. That's that's stuff grandmamas say.
Hey, grandma.
You better get in here. You gotta catch cold.
Right.
You better put some socks on your feet.
Hey, she said she was always right. Grandma and them was always right. They were always right. But listen, I really my hope for you today, as you've just chopped it up with us, listen to us via the podcast or whatnot. I really want you to ask yourself right now, what are your priorities, and are you making decisions based on your priorities, or are you making decisions based upon what you think other people want you to do? Okay. Yeah. And my hope is that you are making your decisions based upon your priorities, because when you do that, you will be fulfilled. When you are not fulfilled, the opposite of fulfillment is frustration. If you're feeling frustrated right now, reverse engineer that thing and go back and ask yourself, why are you doing the things that you're doing? And if those are the things that you're supposed to be doing.
That's good stuff.
Hold on. I gotta
give yourself a hand.
I gotta give myself one of those. Yeah, I gotta. So sometimes you gotta share your cell phone.
You do.
Share your own cell phone. Share your own cell phone.
If I ain't got a fan, I wave my cell phone.
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead.
That's right. Well, listen, just real quick before we get off here, what you been doing? What you been doing?
School.
Yeah.
And work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in the midst of a fundraising campaign, grant writing, just holding it down for my folks over there at Elevation House, my awesome community of people, and, going to school and taking this master's at Liberty University in medical or in clinical mental health. And, it's been really a breath of fresh air. It's the first time I've ever had an academic experience at a Christian university. And, just the, requirement and the ability, I should say, like the opportunity. Let me say this: the opportunity to share my Christian worldview.
Yeah,
in an academic setting is awesome. Yeah, it's really awesome. It's very freeing.
Yeah, yeah. It seems freeing to be able to base what you're talking about on the Word of God.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And,
you shouldn't be sitting there talking about anything under the sun and not be able to find a scripture that goes along with it. Like, So, yeah. How about you? What's going on with you?
I'm working hard. Y'all be on the lookout. Getting ready to ramp up this live game.
Okay.
And so as I ramp up my live game, you all will be hearing. It's Philip Edge. A whole lot.
Okay.
So we about
bring
to
it back.
we about to hit up the live game. So make sure you stay tuned in and locked in.
Okay.
Because we gonna be hitting it up. We're gonna be hitting it up.
Okay.
It's Philip Edge. That's me, by the way. That's me, Philip Edge.
This Philip Edge.
Yeah.
This Philip Edge.
So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. But aside from that, busy. Got a marriage retreat this weekend.
Yes.
Was supposed to be going to Flavor Fest the following weekend, but I'll actually be at home on what's that called? Homecoming court.
Homecoming. Well, the dance is this weekend, and then the actual homecoming itself. It's like a 2-weekend extravaganza.
Yep.
So we are accepting donations. Cash App, Venmo, you know,
all
PayPal,
all those.
Facebook fundraiser.
But yeah, we'll need them all. We'll need them all. But it's good.
No, it's good.
And just look to see us more, even live, just jumping on here, you know, every now and again.
Yeah, I've thought of all my spare time, like just jumping on and seeing what people are talking about. Yeah, and all my spare time.
We got our new setup. We hope y'all like it. You know, we got our new little setup. We got our new little backdrop thing on there with our names and everything, different colors, splashing it out, bokeh in the back. We've transitioned from Canon to Sony, and yeah.
You know, bokeh means mouth in Spanish.
I don't know what mouth and blur have to do with each other.
I don't either. It just randomly just popped into my head.
Well,
not sure. Maybe someone out there knows.
In Cyberland knows.
Let us know
Why the bokeh.
La boca.
Well, I don't think it means mouth for the blur, but I don't know. Those things don't go together. But anyways,
besos.
That means kiss me, I think. I don't know. Anyways, y'all, listen, we appreciate y'all.
Yes, we do.
We look forward to seeing y'all next Sunday.
Yes.
And hey, tune in. Check out all your alerts this week
out.
because your boy's gonna be out just doing some good stuff and dropping some dope content this week in the weeks to come. So check me out.
Some headbangers.
Yeah, all those. So we making it happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna recapture that word.
Hey, bring it back. Bring it back.
Headbangers.
All right, y'all. Listen, it's the Edge Life, man. We'll talk to y'all soon, man. We'll see y'all next Sunday. We'll holla at y'all.
Peace.
Edge life, you're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, gotta get it in your head, baby. Welcome to the edge life. You're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, gotta get it in your head. Welcome to the edge life.